What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of Game of the Week, video game show, whatever you want to call it, where every week I just come back, we talk for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long it takes, about all the video game news and stuff you need to know about for that week. So we cover what games I've been playing, so hopefully people can find new stuff to play. We talk about the news. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff happening this week. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening this week. Stuff that we finally don't have to talk about Cyberpunk. That's probably the best part of this whole episode. And if I seem like I'm talking a little quiet, all my roommates are still asleep. I got up early. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule before classes start next week. So, and then finally, we're going to talk about what games are coming out this week. So, if that's your jam, video games are your jam, make sure you are subscribed for more videos like this in the future. You thought this was over because I've been covering Pokemon so much? No. We're still doing this every week. So games I'm playing, we'll just get right into it. Pokemon Sword and Shield, I've probably put an absurd amount of time into lately because I've recently gotten back into the competitive side of Pokemon, and I've been doing fairly well. So I've been constantly team building and just, making videos and guides and stuff for it because I love doing competitive Pokemon stuff. So that is really what I've been doing a whole lot of, just like team building and stuff, because competitive Pokemon is just so interesting. It's so in depth because it's like a big chess game. You're constantly trying to figure out what your opponent is possibly going to do and then find a way to counter that play. Sometimes it goes in your favor, sometimes it doesn't, and it's just a really addictive formula, especially when you really start getting pretty good at building teams, and it's really satisfying to build a team and see it perform well on the ladder. So I'm really enjoying that aspect. On top of that, I am doing a Nuzlocke over on stream, and that's been a lot of fun as well because I've never done a Nuzlocke before. So I'm really enjoying doing a playthrough of Pokemon Sword and Shield again, because at this point, we got 2 DLCs for Sword and Shield. The first one was it was alright. It was like over in 4 hours. Then we got the Crown Tundra, and it was pretty good. I really enjoyed the Crown Tundra, but it's been over for months now, so there's not really a whole lot to actually do in the game outside of like shiny hunt or competitive play. So I'm just really craving a new Pokemon game. I just want the rumors, because half the fun of Pokemon is just the new announcements and stuff, like the new Pokemon Directs where you get leaks and tidbits of what's going to be new in the game. So I'm just really looking forward to whatever Pokemon game is coming this year. Maybe it's Let's Go Johto, maybe it's Diamond and Pearl, whatever it may be. I'm very excited for it. But next game I've been playing is the Monster Hunter Rise demo. Now this is a game that I have been waiting for so long. It's been on pre-order since they announced it, because I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. I've played so many Monster Hunter games, so many hours have been put into Monster Hunter games. I've played Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS, that had like 400 hours in it. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on the 3DS had like 200 hours in it. Then we had Monster Hunter World, which I played both on PC and on PS4, and those both collectively had hundreds of hours in them. So it's a series that I really enjoy, and I was really excited when they announced that we were getting a Nintendo Switch exclusive Monster Hunter again, because I'm a Switch guy. Like, if you had to have me pick which console I had to keep and I couldn't play the others, it's my Switch. I'm keeping the Switch every time. So I was kind of interested in how this demo was actually going to play out, because in all the gameplay trailers, this looks like Monster Hunter World. Like, obviously the environments aren't quite as detailed as Monster Hunter World, but this game, for a Nintendo Switch game, looks very good, which made me wonder how the performance was going to be. But honestly, after playing, this game runs exceptionally well on the Nintendo Switch. It runs really freaking well, and I was pleasantly surprised. All the new mechanics are really cool, like the new dog partner that you can bring instead of a Palico. I really enjoy that, and it's fun to ride around on. The wire bugs are really cool to use. I haven't been testing out a bunch of the weapons, but I'm just really enjoying playing the new stuff and seeing some of the old monsters. Like Mitsune was super cool to see brought back in this high definition format. So I'm really enjoying this Monster Hunter experience, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it definitely leads me to believe there's going to be some other stuff coming in regards to the Nintendo Switch, but we'll get into that a little later in the news section. Finally, the last game I've been playing a ton of, it's still Fortnite. I play Fortnite pretty much every night with my roommate and my girlfriend, and we have a great time. It's just a really good season. I'm enjoying every minute of this Fortnite season. It's just a blast. So Fortnite is still top of the list. We're still playing it a ton. All right, gaming news. Gaming news. This is where things get interesting, because we're gonna talk about Monster Hunter Rise some more. We're gonna talk about how good this runs, but also like what this could imply, because like I said, this runs really well. So on the Monster Hunter Rise demo, you're probably getting roughly 30 frames. I'm guessing it's capped at 30. It definitely doesn't look like 60 frames, but it's a smooth 30 frames. Now, occasionally you do have your frame drops, you know, when there's so many effects going on screen. You're going to notice a couple drops here and there, but it's nothing all that significant. So, I mean, it runs incredibly freaking well on the base Nintendo Switch model. Granted, I haven't downloaded it yet on my Nintendo Switch Lite, but on this Nintendo Switch model, it plays phenomenal. However, it is coming out in a sweet spot. It's coming out at the end of March, same time that the original Nintendo Switch released. Now, there have been rumors forever in regards to the idea that there is going to be a new Switch model this year. And it makes sense when you think about it. You know, the Switch has been out for what, 5 freaking years at this point. It makes sense for them to want to put out a more powerful model with all these more powerful games coming out, games that are going to take more, they're more taxing on your system. It makes sense for Nintendo to want to put out a beefier system so that way they can continue doing things like get that third-party support and have games like Doom Eternal and stuff like that come over to the Switch. So all that makes sense. And now there's also more rumors coming around that there is a new, potentially important bit of firmware that has been released. Well, it's been found within the Nintendo Switch firmware that indicates that there is a new Switch on the way. The Switch runs on a system on a chip, and the firmware is set to detect a new system on a chip that can run 4K. So this was discovered by a leaker, Series M. Apparently, he's had some history in the past. He or she has had some history in the past giving accurate leaks. And it's just really cool to me to see that there are so many hints leading toward a new Switch model, because it just makes sense. For one, I'm a huge Switch player, so I will have one. And it's very, very interesting. Now, I honestly don't think that the Nintendo Switch will be like 4K natively. I feel like it'll be more of an upscaling thing. Like, if you think about the Switch, you don't think of it as a powerhouse, and I don't think they want to put the money into the Switch to make it be native instead of just upscaling. I mean, most people, especially people that are playing on Switch, probably aren't worried about playing games in 4K. Sure, the option to do so is nice, but like, I know people like me, I don't have a 4K TV or monitor. So that is something that just doesn't affect me. I'm more worried about just having better performance. Like, I want Breath of the Wild to run fine when docked. I don't want to lag when I play Breath of the Wild. Those are the things I care about out of a Switch Pro, not necessarily getting 4K. But that's beside the point. So it just seems more and more likely at this point that we are getting a new Nintendo Switch model. And I feel like the Monster Hunter Rise release is the perfect time to do it. Because if you put out the Switch Pro, or whatever they're going to call it at that time, you can easily hold up Monster Hunter Rise on the base Nintendo Switch model and go, okay, this is how this game looks on the base Nintendo Switch model. It looks pretty good and it runs pretty well. However, this is how it could look running on the Switch Pro, and then you do a side-by-side comparison that everybody oohs and ahs over it, and then decides, yeah, we need to get ourselves a Switch Pro so we can play these games, you know, with the better experience. It just makes sense, especially with the launch window of Monster Hunter Rise. It all seems to kind of correlate really well together. So my prediction is that, yes, Monster Hunter Rise is going to be the game that they use to try to sell the new Nintendo Switch, especially because of the fact that Monster Hunter used to be more of like a hidden gem kind of game. Like, people played it, but it wasn't as big a deal as it was, well, as it is now that Monster Hunter World has been put out, and everybody has kind of seen Monster Hunter for what it is and played it and enjoyed it. So I think now after the success of Monster Hunter World, this is the perfect time to use Monster Hunter 2 for Nintendo to push out a new system. Now, in terms of the Monster Hunter demo, it is available right now. You can go download it. You get like 30 missions that you can play on it. I've heard there's ways to play it for an extended period of time, so you can do more than 30 missions if you want to just continue hunting until the game actually comes out. So it's a really good demo. I recommend you try it. If you haven't tried a Monster Hunter game before, go download it. You have literally no reason to not just give it a fair chance because it's a free demo. So go check it out on your Switch. It's awesome. I'm very, very excited for this game. It's probably become my most anticipated game this year because we still haven't heard jack about a new Pokemon game. But that covers my news for this week. Let's get into what games are coming out this week. So we have Glyph on the Switch, January 11th. So that is today. Helheim Hassle, PS4, January 12th. King Arthur, Knight's Tale on PC, January 12th. Shot in the Dark, PC, January 12th. Pillar Puzzle Escape on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, January 13th. Hellboy Refractured on January 13th. MXGP 2020 PS5, January 14th. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the Game Complete Edition on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, as well as Stadia on January 14th. And then finally, Sunlight on PC, January 14th. And that is your list of upcoming games this week, but that is going to be it for this episode of Game of the Week. It's been a very, very short episode, I've noticed, but I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff to talk about in the past. We've had so much Cyberpunk junk to kind of sift through, and because I've been playing so much Pokemon, I didn't have as much stuff to actually talk about in terms of games I'm playing right now. But that, in terms of what I would give Game of the Week to, it's definitely Monster Hunter. Like, I am beyond excited for this new Monster Hunter experience. I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to play. It's just, I'm super stoked over it. So seriously, if you have a Switch, go try this because it is a Switch exclusive, which I also think is very cool. It's just worth checking out. It really is. I feel it pushes the system to its limits on what games can look like on it. It's really well done. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you found it entertaining and helpful. If you did, be sure to leave a like and smash the subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Be sure to check out the Discord. We got people playing games all the time. A lot of Pokemon, a lot of Animal Crossing. Be sure to check me out over on Twitch, on my TikTok, and then all my other social medias if you're interested in keeping up with me, this channel, the stream, or anything like that. But like I said, that is it, and I hope to see you all in the next video.